Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DV.com for upcoming shows and more.
Hello there, kids! Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive vodcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. We have a fantastic show planned for you this evening. We have a fabulous cast tonight, all the way from Philadelphia. We've got the fabulous Ms. Patti Lustoned joining us this evening. We've got my gorgeous, gorgeous drag daughter, Mona Moorhead, who is our current Miss Central Pennsylvania Pride. And of course, I'm joined with my beautiful co-host, Scarlet Overkill. But I have a little bit of talking to do first. First of things first, we have merch. So if you want to get your own Inside the Drag Closet stuff, like our fabulous friend Drea Jones got her Inside the Drag Closet hoodie, you can find all of that at www.jadedevere.com/merch. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, masks, gaiters, fanny packs. I don't know why I have to say it that way every week, but I'm going to because it's important. We've also got stickers of myself and all of my co-hosts, so make sure you check that out. Oh my gosh, we've got people tuning in already. We've got Vicky and Robin saying hello, you two. Josh is watching. Happy Wednesday, Josh. Alicia is watching. Evening, all of you delightful beings all over the universe. I love that statement. Where was I? Oh, I got myself flustered. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about WLFE-DB.com. We have a lot of fascinating shows on this network, and you're going to see a little bit more about them, but we have been starting a bit of a safe space with WLFE-DB Radio and WLFE-DB.com. So if you like this show, make sure you take a look at our other shows. We've got Across the Pond every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everything Yet Nothing Through the Eyes of a Gay Hillbilly, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Our newest shows are Rainbow Soul, which is Sunday, 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a brand new show starting tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I hope it's tomorrow because that's what I just said. We've got Through Kaleidoscope Eyes. So make sure you join Lacrosse for this brand new show. But I've talked about everybody else. I have to talk about myself a little bit first. And we're going to start with a little who, what, and where. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am a drag performer who's been performing as long as she could sing and walk and realized singing wasn't her thing, so she started lip syncing. What am I wearing? Well, hair by me, glasses by the Halloween store, I think. A beautiful set of jewelry from Rocks by Cox. Beautiful dress I got ages ago. And I have a couple nice little things here. A little vaccinated sticker and a Band-Aid because earlier today I did get my first dose of Moderna. You can see me right there with my beautiful freckly shoulders. So dose number 1 is down. We're just gonna, I think it's a month until I get my second dose. So we're gonna see how it goes. I feel great. I can't raise my arm any higher than this though. So the rumors were true. It is a little painful. Totally worth it though. I just saw that Vicky just asked me and I answered everything before I could. Jason is watching. Hello, Jason. Vibes. Alicia says vibes of a 50s or 60s lady poolside. God, I wish I was poolside right now. I miss going out. I miss doing things. So soon, fingers are crossed. Keep wearing your masks. We're going to get there. But You're not here to listen to me talk all night. You need me to bring in some friends. So let's bring in my beautiful co-host for the evening. You know her and love her. Say hello to Scarlet Overkill.
Oh, hey, girl. How you doing?
Good girl. How are you?
I'm doing good. Finally this is the first time I think since 9 a.m. that I sat down. No joke.
Oh my God.
It's been between running errands, housework, going to the gym, working, and then getting into drag. Yeah, it's been a very hectic day.
Well, girl, why don't you give us a little who, what, where?
Of course, yes. So who am I? I am the fabulous, fabulous, fabulous clown from Harrisburg, Miss Scarlet Overkill. What am I wearing? This dress that I got off of Fashion Nova. This wig that is from, I stole it from my drag mother, and I zhuzhed it up a little bit. And then my makeup is Anastasia Beverly Hills, NYX, Mayron, and Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And where can you find me? Well, you can obviously find me on Inside the Drag Closet Wednesday nights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can also find me Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Across the Pond. Yes, right there. And you can find me this Saturday night at the AMVETS in Pottsville for Aurora's birthday show. That's right, my drag mother is turning 69 million years old. So come out for the show.
She is going to kill you. I love that. I love Brett's comment here. I love your wig, Scarlet.
Oh, thanks, Brett.
I saw that. I was like, that looks really familiar. I feel like I've seen that somewhere before.
Yes. In my defense, she had two, so I just started wearing this one, and then she didn't realize it was missing because she had two of the same one.
That. You know, sometimes when you order a lot of stuff, you order more than you think you did.
Yeah.
Funny story about my mother-in-law. She gave us like this bag of stuff. She was like, Jade can use it. It's all draggy stuff. And I'm like, well, some of it. And I was going through it with Felicia O'Toole, and we were going through this bag, and we were like, ooh, white lace romper. That's really cute. Put that off to the side, rummage through it a little more. Ooh, look, white lace romper.
Wait a minute.
Okay, we'll put that with that one. And we're going through the bag, and we're like, okay, white lace romper. Renee, you all right? You okay?
Yep. It happens.
Yep.
You know,
it's relatable, though.
Sometimes you have that one outfit. Like, I have an outfit that I have, oh gosh, I don't know where the other one is, but I had two of. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't mind. Because if one rips, I have a backup. And it was like one of my favorite outfits. So, you know.
That's valid.
Yeah.
We did get a lot of fun comments tonight. I love this comment from Alicia. Looking great, Scarlet, like a space beauty pageant.
Yes, I am ready to win Miss Harrisburg 2149 right here. Okay.
That's perfect.
On Mars.
Well, are you ready to meet our first guest this evening?
Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. So I became a fan of our first guest when I saw them compete in the Burley Picks pageant and was just blown away by their talent, their whole vibe. I was just like, I want to get to know you. So I messaged them and was like, I want you on my show. When can you do my show? So let us welcome, for her first time here at Inside the Drag Closet, Patti Lustoned.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Patti. You ready to give us a little who, what, where about you?
Oh, yes, always.
Go for it.
Hi, I'm Patti Lustoned. You can use she, Fey, or her pronouns. I'm wearing a beautiful hair hat. I purchased this wig from I Want a Wig, one of the more affordable, high-quality lace front sales platforms, and I styled it myself. I'm wearing a fashionable bathing suit that covers my tummy, and this unlined, sequined, beautiful jacket number I got from a local thrift shop. And this is my favorite thing that I'm wearing. It is my Candy Muse Arrogant necklace, because I am also a diva.
I love that. So where can we find you?
Yeah, so I am kind of all over the place. I don't have a lot of gigs lined up right now, but I just tend to pop up places. You can find me all the time on platforms like Facebook, Instagram. I'm private on Twitter, but if you don't look creepy, I'll probably allow you to follow me on Twitter. It's mostly me tweeting about missing my friends and wanting my cat to pay attention to me. I'm on TikTok if you like hearing me sing, and if you want to hear me just talk about life. I tend to be very findable. You just look up Patti Lustoned, and she's there. She's very purple and sparkly.
I love it. I love Alicia's comment here. This is high praise. Patti with some Rocky Horror Picture Show magenta vibes.
Oh, that's so fun because like I learned about Rocky Horror Picture Show so young because I have a young mom. My mom had me in high school, and she and my stepdad and my aunt went as like the main three characters, like the maid and Columbia and Frankenfurter for Halloween when I was like very young, and they had to like explain this to me. I was like, yeah, cool. Like my family is not surprised by any of this.
I love that. Scarlett, do you have any questions for Patti?
Oh my gosh. Well, hello, Patti. Thank you for being on our show. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm happy to be here. I
love your cat glass, by the way.
This is a Philadelphia specialty. This is the Tiki Kitty from Tattooed Mom, which is one of the best bars here in Philly. If you've ever you can buy the Tiki Kitty drink, and if you pay a little extra, they give you the cup to keep. And of course I did. Yes,
I love that so much. Oh my gosh.
And you said it's like Tattooed Mom?
Yeah, Tattooed Mom. They do excellent takeout right now during the pandemic. They've been one of my favorite spots. And now they do like some outdoor dining. But we used to do shows there. It was so fun. I did one of my very earliest theater productions as an adult there. And they're one of the best, most accommodating bars to work with. They actually will occasionally give you a cut of the bar. They usually give people drink tickets and food like vouchers. They're really wonderful, and their food's so good. And they have a ton of like vegetarian options, like vegan chicken sandwiches and vegan cheesesteaks. They're so good.
I love that. Oh my God, I'm a vegan, so I love that.
Yes.
Yes. That's so exciting. I've been wanting to get to Philly for like the longest time because I have lots of friends there, and they're not all vegan, but some of them are. And they're like, oh my God, there's so many vegan restaurants and bakeries and everything. I'm like, I'm deprived here.
Yeah, it's also on South Street, so it's like near a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
South Street is just a cool vibe to begin with.
Yeah, people will complain that it's not like the old South Street, but I still love it. They have like more expensive thrift stores now, but they still have, you know, your sparkly little sex shops. You got some good food. You can get like a $2 slice of pizza. I can't complain.
I love it. So I was gonna, I was gonna ask you. So how long have you been doing drag, and how did you get into it, or why did you get into it?
Yeah. So my drag journey is a little different than, you know, maybe other people's journeys was. I was a dancer and a theater person all throughout my youth, and performed in college. I did like comedy, sketch comedy. I would sing in cabaret sometimes. And then when I got out of college, I started getting involved with theater people that I knew from college, and our theater projects started to get more and more draggy. So we were in this production one of them that took place at Tattooed Mom. And so I was playing this character, and we all were wearing these white clown faces. And I have always been a really crafty person, so I made it a point to like make my own bedazzled bra for this thing. And then we also cast Philly drag queen icon Eric Jaffe as the main part in this show. So we became very, very close. And so after that production, I started just like leaning into like wearing wigs and wearing like a ton of glitter or doing like a whole white clown face. And at one point, Eric turned to me at a gig and was like, "You're doing drag. You should just do drag." And so I started like dabbling a little bit more. I was calling myself a drag princess because I was like, I don't really see anybody like me doing drag. I don't really know if I'm going to be welcome here. But I was. But that's only because I was talking to people who I liked. You know, I was only working with the people who I wanted to hang out with. And a lot of the people I was hanging out with were other singers, burlesque people, especially like the Black women in their burlesque scene. Like they are like who I consider my family. And then like, just like we have like a lot of like weird sideshow cabaret type artists who don't really fit neatly into the drag queen box. And so I got really lucky and I kind of fell into drag. I just started wearing more wigs. I started gluing down my eyebrows. I got better at makeup. And I eventually took the stage name Patti Lustoned. I was performing under my legal name for a while. And then I eventually decided to take on the persona of Patti. One, because I've always been like a Broadway baby and Patti LuPone is like one of my favorites. But also I wanted to create some sort of separation between, you know, myself, Taylor, and my Patti self, just because I was getting so wrapped up in drag and I knew this was going to become a big thing for me. And it is. I have a whole room in my house dedicated to it, but I get to close the door to Patti, and Taylor gets to go sleep in the next room with her handsome husband.
Yes. Yes, girl. I have a whole... Not that I'm one-upping you, but I have a 3-story house. The whole 3rd story is drag.
Love to see it. Love to see it. So we actually just got this 4-bedroom house to ourselves because our roommate just moved out. So now I have an office, and my office also houses all of my wigs and costumes.
Yes.
It has an office, and it also houses all of their costumes and our green screen setup, so that when we do our lip syncs, we do our green screen. And then our 4th bedroom that just opened up, that our roommates were living in, we did a shoot this weekend in there, and we were like, okay, this is the movement space. This is the studio. So
yes.
My husband does a lot of sword stuff, so they were like doing all their sword tricks at the camera. I had the blue and pink lighting going because we're bisexuals. Because we have to have the blue and pink lighting.
Yes.
That is amazing.
So yeah, now we're in business. We got 2 studio spaces, we got 2 drag closets, we got our regular clothes, and we have a basement that we just keep full of junk and like art supplies, because both of us have been artists our whole lives, like making things with our hands, or like doing like physical art, or doing some kind of performance art. I met my husband through comedy. We did improv together, and thank God we got out of that cult.
Yeah. I've heard my dear friend Katie is a comedian. She's been on this show a couple times, and she's like, it's rough, you know. But you know, speaking of comedy, I had to cross one of my questions off because I was like, what hardships did you have when getting started? But I'm so thrilled to hear that you had such a welcoming reception to doing drag. Because I think every day I'm seeing that the world of drag is expanding even more, and I still am critical of certain aspects of drag because it's a boys' club. It's the weirdest, ironic boys' club in the world, but the boys' club isn't such a thing anymore. So
yeah, it's so funny to me when we went into the pandemic and we went into lockdown. It was an opportunity for the Philly drag scene to really get to know each other a lot better. Like we had this giant town hall that focused on the issues that Black drag performers and burlesque performers faced in the scene. And it was really illuminating to hear that, even though from where I was standing in like my little tiny corner of the indie burlesque cabaret scene, I was like, oh my God, the Black drag queens in Philly are amazing. They have Black Girl Magic every month. They're killing it. I just didn't know them very well. And then they let us know that they were feeling really unappreciated and that they didn't feel supported. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. And I honestly feel so grateful for the time we had in quarantine, because I feel like a lot of us got to get really, really close just because we were all online and we were all scrambling to figure out how to continue making art and continue doing what we love. And so honestly, from where I stand in the drag scene, I like to call it the nightlife scene, because to me it is like drag artists, burlesque artists, singers, musicians, anybody who performs in like queer spaces. That's you're welcome to me. You're a part of my community as long as you're not a freaking dick, you know? So I don't work with the people like I don't like most of the people I work with and the shows that I attend are run by trans people, and especially trans femmes and POC trans people. So the part of the drag community that I'm a part of is not a boys club, but there's always more to do to improve the scene. Like I feel very lucky that I didn't face a lot of discrimination coming into drag, but I also didn't come in a traditional way. And I know that there are Black women and non-binary folks who tried to come into the drag scene and they came in maybe in a more traditional drag sense, like trying to do pageants and different things. And they faced a lot of discrimination that I didn't, just because I kind of slipped in the cracks. Just because I was already a singer and I don't really lip sync that much. So I had nobody clocking me for that. I was just like coming out and singing my face off. Nobody could say shit about me.
Couldn't mush mouth any of that. At least you knew your words.
Most of the time.
I've been looking at some of the comments here, and one of our viewers, Andrea, their anxiety made them leave the stage for 12 years, and this is their big comeback into performing. At least they hope it is. The follow-up to this is, that is my biggest fear, that I won't be welcomed, especially being a plus-size, well-endowed woman. I'm so afraid of being laughed off the stage and not being taken seriously. Drag is for everyone. Everyone can do drag. And
why are you worried about being serious? Do you see this? Do you see the amount of makeup I'm fucking wearing right now? Like, no real woman or person would ever think to put this much goddamn makeup on their face. Believe me, half the time I'm like, why am I doing this? But once you get
always asking Scarlet why she's doing this.
but once you have a character and an aesthetic that goes with it, and it all makes a name for yourself, you just keep pushing along. And I mean, yeah, like, I mean, it's only really like tonight was like, oh crap, I only got home from work at 6:30. I have to be on this podcast before 8:30. So it was like, oh my gosh, I have to like really quick get ready. You know what I mean? But it's like, unless I'm really pressed for time, like, I mean, I don't really mind wearing this much makeup. I mean, it's part of me. It's my staple. It makes me stand out from others. And especially like in the area that I live in, the community that I'm part of here in Harrisburg, you know? So well, some days it's like the time constraint is struggling with the amount of makeup I wear. I'm like, but I wouldn't change it for the world, because it's who I am. This is me. This is all part of my journey. So.
Yeah, and to speak to like the comments, I recognize that every drag scene is going to be different. I got very lucky that I fell into working with a lot of really kind people. I also make it a point to only work with people who make me feel good and I have fun being around. Like if I don't enjoy being with somebody, I'm not going to work with them anymore. And I also hold a pretty high standard for myself where I don't do free gigs unless I really want to. Like unless it seems like a fun thing for me, or I'm not busy, or I want to promote something. Like I very rarely do gigs that I don't get paid for. And even when I don't get paid a whole lot, I hustle. And you know, it's more about personal feelings for the art. And like if you want to do the art, you need to surround yourself with people who also want you to do the art and want to see you thrive and be your best self, you know?
Exactly. You know, drag is expensive for everyone, and every once in a while you're like, for this cause I will do this thing. But you have to know We were talking about it before the show. You have to know when to share your cup, but don't leave yourself with nothing to drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We also got, just want to throw this out there, Patti, I love your wig and makeup perfection.
Thank you so much. It's been a minute since I did my makeup, and it took a lot of work to get here, but I'm happy with the results. I'm glad you're happy with them too.
Well, Patti, we do have another guest to get to. Stick with us after the break, and we're gonna have. I found some pictures, and we're gonna kiki some more. Sound good?
Uh-oh.
Excellent. See you soon, hon. I adore Patti.
Oh, she's so fun. Oh my gosh. I've never when you I guess did the flyer and got put everything together for this week's show. I was like, I've never heard of this queen before. Like I haven't. And then just like seeing her pictures and reading about her bio, I was like, oh wow, but she sounds really fun. So yay. I'm glad she's our guest.
Me too. This is the first time we've ever gotten to chat because I judged her in an online pageant a year ago that I don't remember much about it. It was the beginning of COVID and things were weird.
That part, yeah.
Speaking of things being weird,
oh boy,
let's bring in my next guest. So we are hitting a landmark. This marks the show where all of my drag children have finally made an appearance on Inside the Drag Closet.
Yes.
Alrighty, kids. Let's welcome to Inside the Drag Closet my beautiful daughter, Mona Moorhead.
Yay.
Greetings. You obviously
Hey,
saved the
Mona.
best child for last.
Shady bitch. So, Mona, give us a little who, what, where about you.
I am Mona Moorhead, drag daughter of Jade DeVere. I've been doing drag for a little over 6 years. I guess I still count the past year when I didn't get to do anything, but I'm the current reigning Miss Central PA Pride. What am I wearing? This is from Light in the Box, and according to Chinese sizes, this is a 9X. So
A 9.
that's a 9X. Yeah. In like American sizes, I wear like a 2X. Because I'm a plus size queen, so don't ever worry about being plus size and being on that stage. There is love for you to be had. The wig, I believe, is an Ashley Lynn hand-me-down, so it has been properly fumigated before it went on my head. Just saying. And where can you find me? On Facebook and Twitter, and hopefully once drag gets rolling again, you can find me at this the PA Pride Festival this summer if it happens, Lord willing. And also, once we get back up and running, I'm a featured performer every month at my church's drag bingo, because I go to one of those MCCs, so we do the drag bingo thing at my church. It's a fundraiser for the church and also for the Keystone State Gay Rodeo Association.
Yes.
And we have a wonderful time.
I think every church needs drag bingo, to be very honest.
Yeah, they do.
They need, well, never mind. I said they need more than that, but I'll just say it.
So
There's my shady side again.
there you
Yeah.
go. She got all the shade in the family.
Right.
You were nice. You were nice about the wig with fumigating. I mean, if I had a wig from Ashley, I would have burned that.
I tried, but it wouldn't. I don't even think it's flammable.
Right. At this point, yeah,
Say it.
probably indestructible if it came from Ashley.
I think I
Ashley Lynn.
snatched it from some ceiling fan when it flew off her head. I
Yeah.
think that's how I got it.
I can't. I gotta go.
Come back, Jay.
She saw you sit in the audience during her number and was like, "Here, have this."
Actually,
I have
Lynn, if
4
you're
more
watching
just
the
like
show, it's all
What?
true.
It is.
I can
I'm here
say
to
it.
teach the
She's my
children.
sister. She's my sister. I can say that.
That's right. I
So
had a
if-
fear, Scarlett. I had a fear of how old you think I am if your drag mother's going to be 69 million years old. Makes me worry about how old you think I am. Just saying.
Well, let me
Mona,
see.
let's talk about that. You did get your drag start in your 50s.
Yeah.
At 53 years of age, yes.
And-
I got started in drag because one of the first people I met when I moved to Harrisburg in 2011 was Mikkel Bono. We worked for the same company, and we had met at a manager's meeting on my first day with the company, and we became instant friends. And she had said to me, "Hey, I'm going to be competing in this contest, this drag contest, and I would really love if you come and, support me." So I would go every week to Amateur Drag Race season 4, and I would watch people perform, and I just started to think, I could do that.
Why?
So I was like, I wanted to give it a try. And
Why did you come to season 4? You saw me. That's when I competed.
Yes, I did. Under a different name.
That was my first 3 months of doing drag. Ooh, let's not talk about that.
I didn't mention you. I didn't bring you up. You did. Aw.
And look at them now.
Yes. Mr. and Miss Central PA Pride. And siblings of that one. I mean, that daughter and son of that one right there.
It happens.
Yeah.
So we did get a couple questions. Andrea wants to know, what church do you go to?
I must attend.
I go to MCC of the Spirit in Harrisburg, which is Metropolitan Community Church of the Spirit. So we're very welcoming, and the lesbian, and we're 90% of the people who go there are gay, trans. We're very welcoming, and come check us out.
I love that.
That's beautiful. So usually we wait for questions, but we did get another question that I like right here. And it's something we talk about kind of frequently on the show, but I'm going to have Mona answer this one. What does the term drag child mean?
It probably means different things to different people, but drag child, you sort of get adopted into a drag family. People, you get your start, people see you perform, and there's a connection, and they kind of want to foster you and just help you become better. So they take on sort of a maternal role, and hopefully you listen to what they tell you, and it helps you grow, and it makes you part of a family, a chosen family, and it's a great relationship to have.
I like that. That's perfect. And Scarlett and I are both drag mothers.
Yep.
Scarlett has an incredible drag mother of her own. Like, drag families are great because what we do is still looked at as unusual. So we bond with those we're around and those who get it.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes even those who don't get it, but that's okay.
Even those who don't get it.
It's our job to help them get it.
Yeah. Or just go, okay, never mind.
No. Oh, no.
You do what you want to do.
This is why I have no drag children of my own.
Oh my God. Like, right before COVID, I kept on hearing that I was a grandmother, and I was like, which one of you little poops procreated? It was treats.
Yeah.
Which I love their kids anyway. But Mona, your story is inspiring. Eve Brown just started performing under the name Jamie Angel, and that gives them hope for continuing their drag as they're 49 years old.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow.
If I can be of any help, just reach out to me on Facebook or something, and I'd be happy to chat with you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got another really good question, and I'm going to throw this one to Scarlett first because I want you to address this about your drag kids. What is your best I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made story from your early drag days?
I'm not answering. No, honestly, I would say to be more like open to criticism and critique, and don't be like so cocky. So when I started doing drag, I was like typical. I mean, I'm sure we've all had that time in our like drag journey where you first start drag and you like put it on for the first time and you're like, oh, I am that bitch. No one can tell me differently. We've all had that moment, you know what I mean? And for the longest time, like, you know, while Drag Race helped me kind of like get where I am today and have like the, you know, respect and humility and so on that I have and be so professional I am. At the same time, there were nights where, I mean, Jeremy's the one that can tell you this because he's the only one that knows, where I'd come home from Drag Race and I'd read those critique sheets and score sheets and I'd be like, this bitch is just bitter. Why doesn't she like me? You know, and I would get mad, but like you can't let that like be your compass for like doing drag, because at the end of the day, like nobody, you know, to this day, like I'm just gonna name one name, like to this day, like Aida, who was on the judges panel because she won season 3, to this day she's one of my closest friends and sisters, you know. So nothing that she said to me back then was to hurt my feelings or say you need to do better. It was just constructive criticism to, you know, make me do better, want to do better. And like, I mean, I've obviously, like I said, I took everything I learned from Drag Race and look where I am now, you know? So, you know, my advice to my kids would be just be open to criticism and critiques from anyone and everywhere you go, because it'll help you become the performer that you want to be.
Exactly. Mona, do you have anything to add?
My very first thought when I saw the question was, just the other day I was watching some old videos that are in my little Facebook Mona vault that aren't out there for public consumption. And it was the second performance that I ever did, which was, they used to have the old Miss Fag Hag pageant Italians. And after my first performance, Adam, who was the manager, then asked me if I'd like to perform in the pageant. I was like, oh, of course. So it was a mix of Bossy by Khalees and Boss by Fifth Harmony. And I had on this matching jacket and skirt thing. And Katarina Couture had helped me make the first set of pads. Well, I put them on the wrong side out. I looked like a semi-truck coming down the runway. My ass and hips were so freaking wide. So I don't ever want anyone to make that mistake.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Maybe I'll have to share that on Facebook.
I love that. That's amazing.
No, I think I have to.
That's funny.
We will share that on the Inside the Drag Closet. No, we won't. No, we won't.
Okay. I have no shame, so hey.
I think the best advice I got was the same advice Scarlett got. Listen to the critiques, but still do what you want to do. And it helps you get better. And, you know, I think most of the advice I give to my kids is, what do you want to do? You want to do that? Do it. You know?
Yeah.
Or every once in a while, let's do it. Like, you sure we're making that choice today? Okay. Have fun.
This is why I don't ask you. I just do.
Just
I just do.
Because she knows me.
Right.
Well, kids, we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we get back, we are going to have some Snatched by Scarlett with the fabulous Scarlet Overkill. So make sure you stay tuned. Keep those questions coming, and we will be back momentarily.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels. Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows. LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows. Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Here at WLFE-DB, you can find shows that vary in many topics. The paranormal, the creepy, heavy metal, and LGBTQ and drag. Our shows are your shows, and we want to provide a wide diversity for all to enjoy. So, tune in to facebook.com/WLFEDB Radio. Like, follow, and share with your friends and family. Also, go check out our website at www.WLFE-DB.com. 2021 just got better. Your favorite shows from WLFE DB Radio can now be found on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Yes, we now video stream to both of those platforms. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE DB radio shows.
More from WLFE TV Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab, and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Inside the Drag Closet. It is now time for Snatched by Scarlet. It's my segment where I talk about makeup, beauty care, skincare, things like that. Some tips and tricks and secrets that I have. So today we're going to be talking about something that I just recently, I don't know why it took me forever. So you can shun me in the comments. It's fine. I won't read them. But something that I took forever to find, but is color correctors. So I think they're great. For me, the one reason I finally found out about color correctors is because for like day drag, or if I'm shaving like multiple times in a row, like maybe I have show Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I don't feel like doing like an intense shave on my face, because by the end of the weekend, my face is raw and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you torturing me? So if I just, do like a quick easy shave, but then I use an orange color, which I have here. This orange color, as you can see. Let me open it here. It's a concealer in this color, like I said, orange. So I use this around like my mouth, my jawline, and on my neck, where I have some 5 o'clock shadow, because what an orange color corrector will do is it'll cancel out blue, dark circles, even bruises. So you can use the orange for that. So like I said, it works great for my 5 o'clock shadow. And then I have a few other colors here. So I'll go through some other colors that you can use on your face. Darn wig. On your face to hide some other spots, conceal some other areas on your skin, if you don't want them to show through your makeup. So the three that I have here are, this is a yellow. So I'll try and see if I can show you this. This is like a legit yellow color. And then this is a pale yellow. So this is a little more whiter than the yellow. It's almost like a pastel-y kind of. And then the last shade the last color I have here is, this is a lavender color. I know the ring lighting is not good lighting, and it's not on my side tonight, but it's lavender. So what these three colors do, since I have them with me, so a lavender or a purple color will cancel out yellow, it'll brighten dullness, and it'll combat sallow undertones. And then as far as the yellows, the yellow will cancel out purple, it'll combat discoloration. It's perfect for covering blues and purples under your eyes and your inner corners. So yes, these are what I have. I will use for example, I'll use the yellows together under my eye. It helps with my dark circles. Unfortunately, they're like hereditary or something like that. So that sucks for me. And then the purple, this one I just got, so I haven't used it yet. But there is also greens, and the green will cancel out reds in your skin. It's great if you have sunburns, blemishes, redness, acne, rosacea.
That's fascinating. Just like you, I've known about color correctors for ages, but I've never used one.
Yeah. Girl, they're really great. Let me tell you, if you have obviously the last year's, I got this one right when lockdown happened, or it was sometime last year anyhow. So the orange has lasted me a while, but it's great for I notice if I have to do something where I, shave, earlier, I shaved before I went to work because I wouldn't have had time after. And then it's by the time you get out of work, obviously your 5 o'clock shadow's back, or for example, if you're doing multiple gigs a weekend and you're tired of shaving and that the way your face feels, the orange, just put it along your, for me, it's just my jawline and my neck where I have 5 o'clock shadow. And you don't have to do such an invasive shave because the orange will cover that right up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I need to look into that. I'm not a particularly, I don't get a lot of facial hair, but I kind of want to see, I get it on my chin and my mustache area, and that's pretty much it. I shave my chest every other show for this show. So yeah, I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
Girl, you ready to bring everyone back?
Yes, I am.
All righty, kids. So keep those questions coming. I actually have a question that I want to ask first, but we need to bring back our beautiful, amazing guests for the evening. Welcome back, Patti Lustoned and Mona Moorhead.
Hey.
So my first question is for Patti, and it's something I've heard of before, but I've never had explained. What are Fey pronouns? And you're muted, hun.
Yeah, so that's a fun new thing that I'm exploring. So it's just the word Fey and fair. So those are just another set of pronouns. There are a set of neopronouns. There's a bunch of neopronouns. They don't really have set meanings. Pronouns don't really have meanings. They're just words that fit in where the pronoun fits. And so you use Fey and fair, Taylor is so pretty. They is my favorite drag queen. I don't think the use of the pronoun is new. It's just new for me. But I like hearing it, and my friends used it for me, and it felt really good. It made me feel real sparkly. So I'm chasing that high of just feeling like a sparkly gender transformer in my life.
I love that. I feel like Scarlet, that's very you too.
Really?
I feel that way.
Gender transformer.
Gender transformer. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually so me and my husband, we both have been talking about this phenomenon, and a couple of other people I know have also expressed similar feelings of feeling I'm cis because I identify with my assigned gender at birth, but like also I feel like a bit more than that. Like gender is really expansive, and like non-binary looks like a lot of things, and presentation doesn't equal gender. And so like when you start thinking about that all the time and like really like digging deep into like your psyche there, you really just start thinking about everything, and you're like, and so I most of my friends are trans, so I think about my gender a lot, and I've thought about it a lot, and I am like very enjoying the fluidity of exploration that gender allows these days. Like I'm still very comfortable with being called a cis woman, but I'm also kind of comfortable with gender queer. There's also a term that I found called gender fey, which means like any genders that are feminine and not masculine, like any gender that is like anything but man. It's like anything but man gender, and I'm like, ooh, that feels tasty to me. I also really like gender queer and gender fluid, but I also don't feel like I identify as trans or non-binary. But like this is also still really new, and like I don't know. I just want to encourage other people to have more fun with their gender. Like you don't have to just be cis and be like, oh, I don't use any pronouns. It's like, do you really not use any pronouns? No, you actually use like your assigned gendered at birth pronouns. You're just being weird about it.
That's valid.
I mean,
because there are people who don't want to use pronouns, like, and you would use their name. Like, if Jade didn't want to use pronouns, I would only talk about Jade. I would say, Jade is so beautiful. Jade is my favorite drag queen.
Huh.
I love the whole. Well, I was gonna say, like, I see that now. Like, I mean, Patti, I'm very much you, as in, like, you know, born a male, and like at the, you know what I mean. So like, and I'm not gonna change my, you know, do anything to change my gender. But like I'm very, you know, so I'm very gender queer, but not in the sense of like being trans, because I'm not going to change my gender, but like gender queer in the fact that like I love playing with feminine and masculine parts of gender, both in and out of drag, you know, like obviously I'm not, you know, going to work in like scrubs and this face on, but like, I mean, I wear like, everyone laughs at me. I always say this, but it's true. I vacuum my house in lip gloss and like pink, you know, all pink outfit, like, you know, and so like I'm very, you know, I very much play with like gender, I mean, excuse me, feminine and masculine like gender in like both drag and outside of, you know, when I'm not doing drag. So that's why I kind of consider myself very gender queer, just not in the sense of like, you know, trans. I still am a male, but
I think in general, like, we need to talk about gender and these sorts of things in way less binary terms, because that's ultimately everybody. Like, something that really rocked my world recently was like discovering, and like I knew this, but I didn't understand it, like that there wasn't a binary between being trans and being cis, and like there's just like a lot of wiggle room in there. And I think more like cis comfortable people need to, you know, think within themselves and be a little bit more open to exploration. Like you might be exploring androgyny without being conscious of exploring androgyny, which is something I think I've discovered. I also discovered agender, which is something that really fascinates me. It's like you don't have a gender. And some days at work, I really feel like I would like to not be perceived as a gender. I would like to be perceived as the person who signed your paycheck. You know, I would like to just like do my job and not be perceived. And it's also big and complex, and it can be so much more like do it yourself, pick your own gender, and like why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah.
Perfect quote right here. Gender isn't black and white. There's shades of grays, pinks, and every color in between.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of my favorite quotes that has come about recently is all clothing is unisex if you stop being a bitch about it.
Very that.
Yeah. and well, you know, Patti, like you were just saying, like we need to talk about gender, because it's like I just don't, like I agree with you. Like I don't feel like it should be like one way or the other. Like I don't know why it can't be both ways, or it can't be in between or outside those ways, or it can't be all of it. You know what I mean? And I think it should be. And it's baffling to me to see, like, it's baffling to me to see, because this has happened just recently. People, like, someone on Grindr was like, are you feminine or masculine? It's like, why can't I be both? Or why can't I be none? Like, why do I have to be one or the other? You know what I mean? Why can't I just be both of them? Or why can't I just be none of them? And it was just, and to me, it was just baffling, because like, I was like, I don't have the time of day to like argue with someone I don't know on Grindr. Like, I don't have the time for this right now. And it's not worth it, because if that's in your bio, you clearly are not getting it. There's something wrong in your head. Like, it's not getting through to you. But it's just, it was baffling to me, because the reason I wanted to say something is because, like, how can you be someone like part like of the gay community and still be saying things like that? Like, it's sad to think that there's still, I don't want to say men, but like most people on Grindr are like gay men, you know what I mean? But there's still some gay men out there who think that like this black and white way of gender, when they're like in a community where there's, trans and non-binary and genderqueer, and I could go on forever, obviously.
Well, and even, pulling it back to drag a little bit, like most drag pageants have a king and a queen. Why are we still a straight couple when we're doing this? York Pride last year, they just became York Pride. They were Equality Fest. They asked me what was a good non-binary title. I said Regent. So they had Regent of Equality Fest. It was won by the incredible Sarah Basque. Now that they're York Pride, I hope they continue with Regent, because, we are inundated with this binary so much that, so many people say that drag itself is just an act of, I completely forgot what the word was. It's difficult being pretty and smart.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Right?
The struggle.
But it's an act of protest. It's an act of liberation. It's, a celebration of a big middle finger to the conventions of reality.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out one word, and then I spouted all of that. Okay. Moderna's great,
That's for
kids.
you.
Get it.
Something I love about the Philly scene is, like, so many of our leaders are non-binary, and a lot of them are trans feminine people. And this year for our drag, or our nightlife awards, we had a more inclusive nightlife awards to recognize the singers and the burlesque artists that we worked with. And we had like 4 top categories. We had burlesque performer of the year, drag king of the year, drag queen of the year, and performer of the year. And queen, king, and performer are all openly non-binary people.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
I love it.
Well, in my boy life, I manage a fast food restaurant, and I have several employees who fit along the whole gender spectrum, and I embrace their ability to be who they are while they're at work. And they have said to me, they have thanked me that they feel so comfortable working there. And, if other managers would open their eyes, they have the same thing in their, they just need to be willing to.
Yeah. I think all places should be like that. We talked about it a little before the show. Disney just changed their dress code policies.
Yeah, I saw that.
And basically the rule is there is no gendered dress code. They're allowing tattoos as long as they're tasteful, and they can't be in certain places. But the photo they use, I instantly gravitated to, they have someone, it's one of the ushers for the Haunted Mansion, with a beard, which was not allowed before, and black fingernails, because they can be they have to be a solid color, or they can be a French manicure. I'm like, that works. I think there was earrings too. I wasn't feeling the earrings, but they were hoops, and I just don't wear hoops. So, We did get a lot of questions from the comment section too. There's a good chance this show's going to go over, kids. Game on.
I can talk forever.
Right, and I love it. So our first question here. Do you have to ask to be in a drag family, or does someone just say, "You're mine now," and carry you into the closet? Who wants to take that one?
I can start since you are all a bit closer. I started drag from a theater place, and so my drag mother is the gorgeous Eric Jaffe from Philadelphia, 2018's Drag Queen of the Year, 2020's Performer of the Year. So they were hosting a show that I was competing in, and we were just hanging out a lot every week, and I started doing my makeup more draggy. And as I was getting to be more drag, Eric turned to me and said, "You're doing drag. You should just keep doing drag. Like, you're a drag queen now." And I'm like, "Well, so are you my drag mom?" And they're like, "Yes." And I was like, "Yes." And then like maybe like a week or so later, like however much later, we did our makeup together and we took pictures. It was really cute. And you know, we both have changed our makeup and our hair, and we've gotten way better since then because we were both kind of a little rough looking at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was like, this is my friend who is more experienced in the scene than me. So of course this feels like a natural fit. I don't know how I would recommend anybody else find a drag parent. I would just ask people, honestly, because I think there are people out there who want to be drag parents, like myself. Like, I would like to be a drag parent if there was somebody in the Philadelphia scene who wanted like my specific tutelage, because I have my own unique perspective that other drag queens do not. But yeah, I would just ask people but I also wouldn't just randomly ask people you don't know. I would only ask people if you already have a relationship with him, or if you know this person and you could see yourself becoming close friends with this person. Like, me and Eric were pretty close, but like just getting to know each other more through them being my drag mother made us a lot closer. And it allowed our friendship to continue and grow. And now we're still friends, still working on projects together.
That's
and
beautiful.
I have drag siblings. I have some younger drag siblings.
Yes.
House of Jaffe flourishes.
I became Jade's drag daughter because she asked me. And I remember you telling me you were interested in asking me when I was just in the audience and you performed Starships by Nicki Minaj. And I'm in the audience and I was lip syncing the whole thing perfectly while you were performing it. And you were like, "I want that bit." And then I remember you asked me at the finale of season 5 of Amateur Drag Race. Just a second. And I said, "Let me think about it. You know, give me a little time to think about it." And I went backstage and somebody else asked me to be their drag daughter. And I was like, "Oh, I already have an offer on the table." So,
Who else asked you?
Felicia.
Oh shit, that's right. I win. Yeah, you know what's funny? I did ask all of my kids. And I closed up shop after that because I'm like, I got 4. That's plenty. Yeah, and Mona's the youngest.
Thank you
How
for
about
that.
Yeah, I asked Izzy a he first. I've always gravitated to helping kings and building king. I love kings. I think they're amazing. The next year I had Mikkel, and they went by the name Maxwell Treats at the time. Then they have changed their name to Mr. Treats. And now they're doing more burlesque stuff as Legs Akimbo.
That name.
And yeah, amazing. And now they are Treats Worldwide on Instagram and started a clothing line. So, of all non-binary clothing, they're one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Amen.
And working with Mona, I was just like, this bitch. I remember because we ended up using starships for amateur drag race. It was a Halloween challenge, and I had her dress up as Pepper from American Horror Story and perform Starships by Nicki Minaj.
I still have that ponytail.
Just a little dollop of hair.
I still have it.
How about you, Scarlett?
Aurora asked me to join her family, and I didn't expect it. It was, oh my gosh, it was like, I think it was about like halfway through Drag Race, the season I competed. And like I knew who Aurora was from like, you know, the drag shows and seeing her out and things like that. But I was just like, I'm just trying to get through this competition without going insane because it's a lot of work and I'm a baby new to this. And then she just kind of like asked me, and I was like, sure, like, you know, I was like, I guess so, because I figured, you know, obviously she'd been doing drag for so long, and you know, the family that she's part of, you know, Michelle as well. I was like, well, I'm sure they can only help me, you know, grow from here and teach me so much since they've been doing it for a long time. So, but yeah,
You're just going at alienating the whole family tonight, aren't you?
yeah. But yeah, she came up to me. I think it was at the end of the night, 1 week of Drag Race, and was like, "I've been watching you these past couple weeks, and I love what you're doing, and this and that. And I think you could be, you know, you can go further and be bigger and better than you already are. So you just need some help from a family. You want to join mine?" And I was like, "Yes." I was so excited. I remember like the next day, I like, you know, driving home and I'm telling Jeremy. The next day I woke up and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I feel so accomplished. I'm part of a drag family now.
Amazing. So the next question we got, this is directed mostly for Mona. How challenging was it for you to become a drag performer when starting in your 50s? Have you faced any age discrimination?
Yes and no. The challenges were more internal for me. It's like I'm thinking, oh, my 50s, no one's gonna take me seriously. I'm gonna, you know, and just getting those first initial bookings, because the Harrisburg scene was really just really established at that time, and there weren't a lot of new queens coming along at the time, and so I really want to be taken seriously, and I was like, I just went out and proved myself. And just through proving myself, got the acceptance, got the fans, got the love from the audience. Age discrimination was, I think it's hindered me a little bit in getting bookings. Before I started, you know, becoming more well-known, I think it was just, you know, they didn't come out and say it, but there's an underlying thing like that. I just, maybe that's all in my head, but that's the way. Yeah, well, but then, you know, I started winning pageants and beating girls half my age, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Oh.
Yes.
Ms. Mona.
There's Miss Norma Desmond.
Miss Norma Desmond.
Oh, and that was for the Gay America pageant system too.
Mm-hmm.
What title was that?
That was 2017 when I was Miss Gay Heart of PA, and that was at the state pageant. That picture was from a state pageant.
Mm-hmm.
Had it in Lancaster, and then the following year I was Miss Gay Rising Star America, 2018. I was also in the America system.
And there it is. Drag knows no age. Drag knows no gender.
That's right.
Yes.
Truly.
Yep. Next question. We kind of answered that one already. I want to point out something that I noticed while I was getting this show ready this evening. I am very elated about the fact that we are hosting a show about drag, and we have 4 married people on the show.
Haha.
which 10 years ago would not have happened. And I just want to share with everybody. I'm going to let you all like share some thoughts with some certain photos, and we're going to start with Mona. What does this photo make you think?
No. Oh, that's me and my husband Will on our wedding day, February 16th, 2019. So we've been married a little over 2 years. How does it make me feel? Instantly teary-eyed. Just so loved and so accepted just for how I am. It's amazing.
And you two are adorable when you're together.
And it takes no effort. It's all natural.
Love it.
All right, Patti, are you ready?
Of course.
First thing that comes to mind.
Aw.
Aww.
Love it.
I always talk about my handsome husband. They're the best. Quentin's my favorite person in the whole world. He's in the room over there. There.
Quentin, you're allowed to say hi.
Oh no, he's not in this room. He's resting.
Oh, the
He
other
got
room.
his vaccine today, his first vaccine. I'm so happy. But we got married during the pandemic. We got married last October, just with our families. It was very small. We got married in his backyard where he grew up. I love him very much. It's my favorite person.
Aww.
That's amazing.
Cute. Love it.
I expect you kids to have like a huge party once we're allowed to gather again.
Oh, somebody give me some money so we can have a huge party.
That is valid.
Go fund me.
I'm like, I would love to have a huge party, but that shit's expensive.
Really.
Still paying off my wedding. Just saying.
All right, Scarlett, it's your turn. First thing that comes to mind.
Oh my gosh, that's so old. That's from our wedding day. Yes, this is at the Fort Indian Town Gap because I met Jeremy. He was in the army. He's no longer in the army, but he was when I first met him. So we decided to get married there. It was something quick, outdoors. It was just a few friends. We were actually moving to Florida for a bit, so that's why we had to do something quick. Well, that's our plan too. We wanted to do something last year, I think it was, yeah, because we wanted to do like, since we did just like a quick little like outdoor thing with like getting married, food, but we wanted to actually do like a real big like event or whatever. So hopefully sometime next year or this year we can do one. But yeah, Jeremy's amazing, and as he's so supportive and helpful with everything I do. Mostly drag, like he's been there since day one. When I met him, I hadn't started drag yet, so he's been there since day one. So he knows every show I've done, everywhere I go, he's with me, helping me, changing in the dressing room, backstage. And as Mona and Jade can tell you, if he's in the dressing room, he's helping everyone change and dress and
Absolutely.
all that. Like so helpful and supportive of like everyone in the drag community.
Even offering to help girls with their makeup, even after they throw shade.
Yeah.
That's right. Enough said.
And since turnabout is fair play, I found my wedding photo
Aww.
of myself and Derek. That was literally right after the ceremony. The two letters behind us, we had a boardwalk theme for our wedding because we love going to the boardwalk. And those two letters were actually made of wood, but they looked like those rusted metal signs. And those were our guest book. You could sign those when you came to the reception.
Oh,
Wow, that's
And
cool.
they're hanging on our sun porch.
Yes.
So yeah.
What's your favorite boardwalk though?
Ocean City, Maryland. It's the one we've been to the most. I love Wildwood, but the last trip we went on was just kind of rough. It was because it was during COVID, and I had to go to a funeral while we were down there. The trip was it was different. So we planned a trip. We're just taking a weekend off and going to Atlantic City soon.
I love Atlantic City. I did my honeymoon in Atlantic City, so it's becoming one of my new favorite places.
Nice.
It was wonderful in October.
Very cool. We've gone once, but we were just like, that was Atlantic City. This time we're like spending 3 days, and we're like, let's just actually do something while we're there.
Hit me up if you want some good recommendations.
Absolutely. That would be great.
Yeah.
Alrighty, back to the comment section. Oh, Amethyst popped in. What's she saying? Oh, she's chatting with everybody. She's having her own show in the comment section. That's amazing.
That's her.
That's very an Amethyst thing to do.
It is.
We did get an interesting comment here, and it's again from Andrea. I wonder what my drag persona Orion Angel would be then, because I want people to have it in the back of their minds that he might not be completely human.
Yeah.
All about it.
Drag monsters and drag things.
We heard that term just a couple weeks ago. Rather than being a king or a queen, be a thing.
Yeah. And like, you can totally like be a feminine thing or a masculine thing. One of my favorite drag artists is Henlo Bullfrog. He is a drag king, but he is also a frog prince and like a shapeshifter and totally awesome. Their alter ego is local Philadelphia artist Joy Tani. Incredible human being. I just adore Henlo Bullfrog. I adore their creative brain joy. Incredible drag thing. I would also recommend like Sardonyx, which their drag is just incredible. Because they usually fall under queen categories, but they also wear a mustache and paint in fantasy colors 90% of the time. So it's not like a traditional queen kind of look. It's like, what do you call this? You call it awesome. That's what you call it.
I love that. Yeah. I'm very excited. Like, I have a laundry list of people I want to reach out to be on the show. Sardonyx has been on my list for a while.
You got to.
So, yeah. Yep, that's going to happen. I just started booking June, so we'll see what happens.
If you want to talk about art for like an hour, Henlo Bullfrog, incredible king.
Writing it down.
I am like the #1 Philly drag fan. I ride hard for Philly. I grew up in Philly, so I like love everything about Philly, but I especially just love Philly drag. And I feel like we need more freaking representation because we're so close to New York, but we're way better.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one thing I've always noted. Like, I've only performed in Philly a couple times, but every time I'm down there, I'm just in awe of all of the drag I'm surrounded by. And like the first time I was there, I was like, nobody's going to want to see me. They're not going to want to tip me because they don't get it and they don't understand me. And then I was like, screw it. I'm still performing this number. But it's such a beautiful, what's the word? Symphony of drag.
There's something for everyone.
Exactly. Moderna is coming up with the good quotes tonight. I am taking zero credit for anything I'm saying. So we are running a little low on time, but we did get another question, and I always love seeing questions like this. This one has a twist to it, though. What is the one non-makeup drag thing in your drag bag that you absolutely cannot live without? That's tough.
One non-makeup.
Whoever wants to go first, go first.
I can answer. My titties. They're just like little pads that come in like any kind of outfit. These are from probably from my drag, my prom dress. Prom dress doesn't fit anymore, so I cut it up so I can use it for scrap fabric. And now I have better titties. My titties were great before, and now they're fabulous.
I love that.
Love that.
I have a whole drawer of these things.
Every drag performer should have a drawer full of titties.
Yeah, why not?
More titties, please. That's my motto.
Amen.
How about you, Mona? How are your titties?
They're good. The one non-drag thing, I hate to tell you what the first thing was that came to my mind, but I just saw it in my drag bag earlier today. And being 59 years old, I have dentures, so I'm going to have to say the tube of polygrip that I keep in my drag bag. Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Beat that.
I can't. Hey. I mean, I guess that's not a bad thing to have. You don't want your teeth falling out while you're performing on stage.
Hey, I have.
I'm known for my lip sync, so I don't
I have polygrip for my.
I don't waste slippage.
I keep polygrip for my fangs.
Same.
Yes.
I don't have any polygrip. I'm out of the loop.
Gotta get yourself some fangs.
I do.
Still great in them.
I do have to get some.
How about you, Scarlet? What's one thing you can't live without?
Honestly, the first thing that came to mind, I was gonna wear one tonight, but I didn't because I was just like, this is the first hair I put on, and I'm just kind of like into it. But like anyone who knows me knows I have literally at all times, because they're tiny and I could just stick them in like all of them in a little baggie. But I always have like 6 pussycat wigs with me at all times, and I love a pussycat wig. Like,
Me too.
and like I don't know what it is, but like it's so funny because it's like I remember when I first wore one, I was like, this isn't really for me, because it's like the way my the way my makeup is and my aesthetics like that. I was always like, oh well, this face I should wear big hair, and then I just started wearing like smaller hair or like pussycat wigs and things like that. And I just remember like the first time I wore one, everyone was like, oh my god, like you're the way like because it's the way my makeup is and the way I paint my face. Like the pussycat wig just like made it look like, oh, she's a professional clown, okay? And yeah, and now I just have like a pink one and a brown one and a blonde one, like all different colors, and like I put them on, and it's funny because like the one show, this is a while ago that I went to, and like everyone in the dressing room was like, we need to try it on because we've never tried on, never thought of having a pussycat wig. Everyone did, and everyone's like, nope, take it back. No, we can't look like you can in a pussycat wig. And I'm like, I love them. I love pussycat wigs.
Mine's a downer now. Like I can't do it without a corset. Like I'm feeling the Rona weight right now, and I'm feeling very self-conscious, which is why I haven't lifted above boob length or boob height this entire show. But yeah, I also like, I love the feel of a corset when I'm in drag. There's something about it that just makes me feel, oh, Jade is here. Okay. So this week I actually started like retraining my body to be corseted. I actually wore it at work underneath my uniform for a day, and I was like, okay, I got that out of my system. Let's not do that again tomorrow. But yeah, going back to doing gigs, I'm like, Mama's gotta get that shape back in check.
I love that. Yeah. If I was doing anything more than sitting right here on my butt, I would need my Patti booty.
Yeah.
Which requires a lot of effort.
Mine has been sitting on the floor over there for several months, just wanting attention. And I'm like, I see you. I hear you. Your opinion is valid. Now stay over there because Mama's not wearing tights right now.
Very bad. I like finally figured out like my lower half shape during quarantine in this last year. So I'm like, I need some like out of my house bookings. My bookings are only getting me from like the waist up these days.
Relatable.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So I want to end with one more question. And it's a question I hear all the time, but it's not a question I ask very often. But tonight, I kind of want to ask this question. I'm going to start with Mona. Who inspires you?
No pressure.
Ooh.
Are we talking in terms of drag or in terms of life?
Both.
Wow.
This is a tough one.
It's very tough. Okay. Well, I like to tell this story. I'm inspired by my sister for many reasons. One of them being when she was young, she had 3 small boys, one right after the other. And when they were 2, 3, and 4 years old, it was her dream to go to nursing school, and she wanted to make it happen. So she enrolled in nursing school, and she went and she raised these boys by herself, went to nursing school full time, graduated top of her class, got a job right out of nursing school. And that just really like spoke to me. Like, if you have a dream, like, make it happen. Now she's retired. She's a retired nurse who worked her way all the way up to having a bachelor's in nursing, and she just went for it. And she also inspires me because when I first started doing drag, she sent me a private Facebook message that said, I don't understand this. I will never accept it. And I just don't ever want to hear anything about it. Well, the picture you showed when I was the Norma Desmond at that pageant, that fabulous thing, was made by my sister, who came around and has, you know, her willingness to change and adapt, I find inspiring.
That's amazing.
Wow.
How about you, Patti? Who inspires you?
Oh, what a tough one to follow. I feel like I'm so inspired by like Broadway, just in a huge way, and theater in a huge way. And I am obviously very inspired by like Patti LuPone, Gwen Verdon, Liza Minnelli, Bernadette Peters, like the big divas of Broadway. But I also am like very in love with like the art of Broadway and theater, and like subverting all of that. And like I love that like somebody in the comments said I'm serving magenta, because I feel like Rizzo tonight. Okay, I'm serving Rizzo in my fantasy. This is Patty's interpretation of Rizzo, even though pink would be like Frenchie to somebody else. No, we are bad girl diva. And so I'm just like very inspired by like the songs that I sing and the music and like the way it feels and all of that. I love like Gaga and like Miley Cyrus's new album and like queer women in pop music. I love women. I love women. And I want to be like the most exaggerated form of woman that you could even imagine.
That's amazing.
I have a quick Broadway story for Patti.
I love Broadway.
She'll appreciate this. Years ago, I saw Betty Buckley in Sunset Boulevard, and it was on a bus trip, and it was with a choir from my hometown that my brother directs, and he had organized this bus trip. Everybody else went to see Phantom of the Opera, and I'd already seen it, so I went by myself to see Betty Buckley in Sunset Boulevard. My brother had already seen her in it, so when I got back on the bus, I was surrounded by these people from my church, and my brother said, "What did you think of Betty Buckley?" And without even thinking, I was like, it was like she was 10 fucking feet tall. And all these people from my church were like, sorry, that's how I felt.
That's funny.
That's
I've had so many like profound theater experiences in my life. Like I have been blessed to be able to go see shows at like the Forest Theater or the Academy in Philly ever since I was a little kid. And I just love like the lights and the aesthetics of theater. And I love being an indie theater maker. Like I run an indie theater company and we do a lot of very DIY production stuff. And I love what people can create. And I think it's fascinating. I can just gush about art for another hour.
Love
I
it.
love that. How about you, Scarlett? Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Every single one, every single fucking weirdo out there. Like, if you're weird, you want to do something that is crazy, wild, outside the box, colorful, obnoxious, loud, and in your face. Like, I love people who are weirdos and just march to the sound of their own drum. Like, they inspire me, because like it was that. I mean, it was something that like I personally, with my drag, that has had to like overcome, because it was like becoming like this character and this aesthetic and makeup and everything like that was just like there were people that doubted and like me and like doubted how my career would go and everything like that, just because of how different it is and things like that. And I'm just glad I stuck with it and I'm where I am now. And then I just see, other people doing things that are just out there and weird and being successful. And that just, I don't know, it's inspiring to me.
That's amazing. I'm my original inspiration, and when I started doing drag, I was like, this is who I want to be. I want to be Madeline Kahn as Mrs. White in Clue.
Yeah.
It's such an iconic role. I've always loved Madeline Kahn. Andrea Martin, who I got to see in Noises Off a couple years ago on Broadway. Funny gals. I like funny gals. I've always resonated with just, if she's willing to laugh. Madeline Kahn as Empress Nympho in History of the World, like, stop. Like, that's who I want to be when I grow up. Sadly, we are reaching the end of our show for the evening, but I want to give everyone a chance to say goodbye to everybody and leave everyone with some last words and where we can be found. And we are going to start with the lovely Scarlet Overkill.
Oh, I'm first?
Yep.
Okay.
I always get one of the guests first, and they're like, so I'm going to do it to you.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Patti and Mona for being our guests. It was great to chat with you again, Mona. It's been ages. And it was great meeting you, Patti. Hopefully in the future we get to work together at some point. Jade, thank you for being crazy and cuckoo every week with me on this show. Yes. To our viewers and supporters, thank you. And lastly, like I say all the time, be kind to each other, stay safe, continue to, do what you need to do to get through this pandemic. Get vaccinated if you can. Yay, go Jade. You're now in the club. You've now joined the club.
I did it. Oh, shit.
You did it. And just wash your hands and wash your ass like always.
Fantastic. Patti, any last words for the kids?
Yeah, you can follow me everywhere. I'm Patti Lustoned at Patti_Lustoned on most platforms. I'm singer, dancer, actor, goofball all around. I am actually hosting a show with my wonderful husband to celebrate my good friend Renaissance Noir. We are hosting that show on Monday evening. You can check out my profile page. Send me a little friend request. If you're on Facebook, let's be friends. I will take your money and I will give it to people, or I will buy weights with it. Black Lives Matter. Black Trans Lives Matter. Be nice to people.
Yeah,
I love that. Mona, any last words for everyone?
You can find me on Facebook, and if you follow me on Twitter, I promise I'll make my account more active. I usually am on my male Twitter page, like rabble-rousing about political things, but I leave that out of my drag page. And hopefully, if you'll follow me on Facebook, once we get the drag bingo back up on my church, since there were questions about that, you can become aware of that. And also, will there or will there not be a Central PA Pride this year? Will there be a pageant? Will I be the queen for the third year? Who knows? Only Corona knows. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. It was a pleasure to know Patti. I get a little misty-eyed looking at Scarlet and Jade because I miss you both so much, and I miss the local Harrisburg queens and kings. I have such relationships with. I can't wait to get back out there. I've been spending a lot of quarantine time coming up with new mixes and new ideas, and you ain't ready for it. I can't wait to make those things happen, and not only be kind to others, but be accepting of them right where they are, and be proud of who you are.
Yes,
that's beautiful. Mona, you made me misty-eyed by saying that. Thanks. Every week somebody does it, and that's why I'm wearing glasses this week, so my makeup runs and nobody can see it. Mona, I adore you. I'm so glad you had this week off from work so I could get you on the show. I've missed you so much. You, me, Will, and Derek need to go out and get dinner sometime. When it's safe to do so. Patti,
we get our second vaccine on our second Moderna on April 27th. So
nice. Mine is May 12th, I think. And Derek still has to schedule his. He's been having issues getting his scheduled. Patti, I am so happy to finally meet you. You make me smile. You are just a ray of sunshine. I hope we get a chance to work together sometime. That would be so much fun. And it's going to be a cute Kiki in the dressing room, you know. Scarlet.
Well,
so here.
I showed up.
Scarlet showed up. No, Scarlet, you're amazing. I adore you. Again, now that I've had my first round of the vaccine, I'm like, I can actually see these people again. I live streamed when I got home because as I was driving home, I have all these songs I'm just ready to perform. I've chosen my first number for when I come back, and I started crying in my car because I was like, I can hit a stage again. Yes. Oh,
yay.
Oh, watch that arm.
Yes. I keep doing it too. Thank God I don't work tomorrow. But yes, tonight was so much fun. To the viewers, thank you all for tuning in. You are all amazing. Remember, please spread the word about the show because that's how we get noticed. Make sure you like and subscribe to us on Facebook and over on YouTube. The more you like it, the more we get to create stuff, and we might get a budget someday. Ooh. Let's not get crazy. Next week, we are celebrating 420 with some crazy cuckoo queens who were just like, "Ooh, we're gonna have a 420 show," and I'm not a smoker, so it's gonna be neat. I think I'm just gonna be the munchies the whole time and eat the entire episode. It's gonna be amazing. We've got, of course, my beautiful co-host Anastasia Diamond will be joining us, and we have special guests Ariana Autumn and Geneva Confection are going to be here. I messaged Geneva a week ago because she told me she would forget that I booked her on the show. So hopefully she checks that message sometime soon. But we are at the point of the evening where there's only one thing left to say, and that is to say goodnight, kids.
Goodbye.
Good night, kids.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.